everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new, and welcome to my autumn or fall TBR. So rather than do like a book recommendations or fall autumn book recommendations video this year, I thought I would just do my sort of overall fall slash autumn TBR, all the books I'm hoping to read during the autumn months, all the books I have on my shelves that I've been saving for the autumn months just for that like cozy, spooky, dark academia feel, just all the vibes, all the aesthetics that come with autumn. Those are the books that I have in this TBR today. Obviously I've not read them so I can't comment on them, but hopefully you'll still get some good recommendations and maybe some ideas of some books that you would like to pick up during the autumn months as well. I have quite a mix here. Like I said, I've got some dark academia, I've got some witchy books, I've got some spooky books, I've even got a vampire book in here. So without further ado, if you would like to hear all about the books I would like to read during autumn, then just keep watching. So I'm not going to go through these in any particular order, I'm just going to pick them up as my hands pass over them. So the first book I have here is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. Obviously this is a very short children's book, I believe, like middle grades possibly. You will probably know the story of Coraline at this point, but the blurb does say there's something strange about Coraline's new home. It's not the mist or the cat that always seems to be watching her, nor the signs of danger that Miss Spink and Miss Forcible, her new neighbours, read in the tea leaves. It's the other house, the one behind the old door in the drawing room. Another mother and father with black button eyes and papery skin are waiting for Coraline to join them there, and they want her to stay with them forever. She knows that if she ventures through that door, she may never come back. This is supposed to be a properly like creepy, sinister, modern classic. I have never seen the film, I have never read the book, but I feel like it is about time I did, and I feel like this will be like a perfect spooky book for the autumn months. Maybe one to curl up with on a rainy day and just fly through in one sitting. Next up I have The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. This is a book that has been on numerous TBRs for me. I think I put it on like every autumn TBR or like month of autumn TBR last year and I never got around to reading it, so this autumn it is definitely time. This one says, born on the fringes of Bethel, Emmanuel does her best to obey the church and follow holy protocol. For it was in Bethel that the first prophet pursued and killed 4 powerful witches and so cleansed the land. Then a chance encounter lures her into the dark wood that surrounds Bethel. It is a forbidden place, haunted by the spirits of the witches who bestow an extraordinary gift on Emmanuel, the diary of her dead mother. Fascinated by and fearful of the secrets the diary reveals, Emmanuel begins to understand why her mother once consorted with witches, and as the truth about the prophets and their history is revealed, so Emmanuel understands what must be done. For the real threat to Bethel is its own darkness. Bethel must change, and that change will begin with her. This one is supposed to be beautifully written with, again, a very creepy, thrilling, sinister atmosphere to it. Anything to do with witches I will eat up during the autumn months. I have heard this one also has a very good sort of feminist twist to it as well, so I'm really excited to pick this one up this autumn. Next up I have The Secret History by Donna. This is like the OG dark academia book. I have heard, I've been told for years to read this book, and I think it is finally time I do so. I do feel like the autumn months will be the perfect time to pick this up. The Times have said that The Secret History tells the story of a group of classic students at an elite American college who are cerebral, obsessive and finally murderous. It is a haunting, compelling and brilliant piece of fiction. This one again is supposed to be absolutely beautifully written, proper dark academia vibes, again perfect for reading during the rainy autumnal months, and I have been told by many people that I'm going to love this book and it's possibly even going to be a new favourite. It is on the longer side, this is over 600 pages, but I've also been told that I'll probably fly through it despite that. Honestly, I'm just so excited to read this. I think it's going to be super fast paced, intelligent and thrilling, and I can't wait to pick it up this autumn. Next up I have another dark academia, and that is Babel by R.F. Kuang. This one is actually quite a new release. I went to an event for this in Edinburgh just a couple of weeks ago and I have been dying to pick it up ever since I heard R.F. Kuang talk about it. This one says, an act of translation is always an act of betrayal. Oxford 1836, the city of dreaming spires. It is the centre of all knowledge and progress in the world, and at its heart is Babel, Oxford University's prestigious Royal Institute of Translation, the tower from which all the power of the empire flows. Orphaned in Canton and brought to England by a mysterious guardian, Robin Swift thought Babel a paradise, until it became a prison. But can a student stand against an empire? I've heard such amazing things about this book. There's been so many 5-star reviews being thrown around. Again, it's one that I've heard people fly through despite it being quite a dense text. R.F. Kuang really is such an intelligent writer. I cannot wait to dive back into some more of her writing, and I think this one again is going to be quite a sinister read, and Dark academias are always perfect for reading during the autumn months. Next up, I have another new release, and that is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. This edition is actually the Fairy Loot edition, and it is frickin' beautiful. This one says, orphaned as a baby, 19-year-old Signa has been raised by a string of guardians, each more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at Thorn Grove, an estate both glittering and gloomy. Its patriarch mourns his late wife through wild parties, while his son grapples for control of the family's waning reputation, and his daughter suffers from a mysterious illness. But when their mother's restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned, Signa realises that the family she depends on could be in grave danger, and enlists the help of a surly stable boy to hunt down the killer. Signa's best chance of uncovering the murderer, though, is an alliance with Death himself, a fascinating, dangerous shadow who has never been far from her side. Though he's made her life a living hell, Death shows Signa that their growing connection may be more powerful and more irresistible than she ever dared imagine. This one is supposed to be quite a gothic book, and I am an absolute gothic lover. Again, particularly in the autumnal months, I feel like gothic reads are just absolutely perfect. Anything to do with ghosts and death and like this sort of like romanticised idea of that, I am all for. And also, if you can look at that and not want to read this book, I don't know. Absolutely cannot wait to pick this one up in the coming months. Next up, I have Anatomy by Donna Schwartz. This is another gothic tale that I have been saving for autumn, and it says Edinburgh 1817. Also, anything set in Edinburgh in like the 1800s, I just eat it up. Hazel Sinnott is a lady who wants to be a surgeon more than she wants to marry. Jack Currer is a resurrection man who's just trying to survive in a city where it's too easy to die. When the two of them have a chance encounter outside of the Edinburgh Anatomist Society, Hazel thinks nothing of it at first, but after she gets kicked out of renowned surgeon Dr. Beecham's lectures for being the wrong gender, she realises that her new acquaintance might be more helpful than she first thought, because Hazel has made a deal with Dr. Beecham. If she can pass the medical examination on her own, Beecham will allow her to continue her medical career. Without official lessons though, Hazel will need more than just her books. She'll need corpses to study. Lucky then that she knows someone who digs them up for a living. But Jack has his own problems. Strange men have been seen skulking around cemeteries, his friends are disappearing off the streets, and the dreaded Roman fever, which wiped out thousands a few years ago, is back with a vengeance. Nobody important cares until Hazel. Now Hazel and Jack must work together to uncover the secrets buried not just in unmarked graves but in the very heart of Edinburgh society. The blurb of this one really reminds me of a book that I actually read back in high school called Flesh Market Close. Cannot remember who it was by, but just the idea of like body snatchers and people doing any sort of like science on corpses or research on corpses in Edinburgh. It's given me those vibes. Again, this one feels it's going to have quite a feminist feel to it with lots of gothic atmosphere, and I just cannot wait to pick it up. Again, hopefully on a nice rainy day, get cozy with some candles, a cup of tea, and read as much of this as I possibly can. Next up, I've got Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Maniscalco. I feel like it's an absolute sin that I have not read this one yet, because I feel like it's going to be one I absolutely love. It says, two sisters, one murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself. Amelia and her twin sister Victoria are Strake, witches who live secretly among humans, avoiding notice and persecution. Until one night, Victoria misses dinner service at the family's renowned Sicilian restaurant. Amelia soon finds the body of her beloved twin desecrated beyond belief. Devastated, Amelia vows to seek vengeance at any cost, even if it means using dark magic that has been long forbidden. Then Amelia meets Wrath, one of the wicked, princess of hell she's been warned against since she was a child. Wrath claims to be on Amelia's side, tasked with solving the series of murders on the island. But when it comes to the wicked, nothing is as it seems. This one is a series. I think there's maybe been like 3 or 4 books so far, so I really need to start catching up. Again, like I said, anything witchy in the autumnal months is just like the perfect read for me. And also, can we just appreciate like the pages in this? Absolutely beautiful. Cannot wait to give those a good long stare while I'm reading the book. Oh my god, we also have this absolutely beautiful bit at the start about the 7 circles with different houses. Oh my god, yeah, this definitely has to get picked up this autumn. Next up, I have another book set in Edinburgh. I don't know what it is, I just feel like anything set in Edinburgh during the sort of like autumn or winter months, it just it's such nostalgia for me back when I was living there during university, and I was like going through these wet, rainy cobblestone streets with my Starbucks off to go study. So anything that has that sort of vibe in it in a book is just perfect for the autumn months for me. So I have Library of the Dead by T.L. Huchu. And this one says, when ghosts talk, she will listen. Roper dropped out of school to become a ghost talker, and they sure do love to talk. Now she speaks to Edinburgh's dead, carrying messages to those they left behind. A girl's got to earn a living, and it seems harmless enough. Until that is, the dead whisper that someone's bewitching children, leaving them husks, empty of joy and strength. It's on Ropa's patch, so she feels honour bound to investigate. But what she learns will rock her world. Ropa will dice with death, not part of her life plan, as she calls on Zimbabwean magic and Scottish pragmatism to hunt down clues. And although underground Edinburgh hides a wealth of dark secrets, she also discovers an occult library, a magical mentor and some unexpected allies. Yet as shadows lengthen, will the hunter become the hunted? This one sounds so freaking good. Another one that I've been saving for the autumn months. Anything to do with ghosts, check. Another tick for autumn. I just can't wait to dive into this one. I feel like it's going to be super fast paced once again with this nice ghostly, eerie, sinister atmosphere. Next up I have Mina and the Slayers by Amy McCaw. This is the second book in the Mina series. I read Mina and the Undead last year, I believe, and it was one of my favourite books of last year. I absolutely adored it. The first book basically follows Mina as she goes to New Orleans to visit her sister, but while she is there she realises that people are being killed off and they are being murdered in ways that are replicating old mythological legendary murders, and her sister is then framed in these murders. So Mina and her little crew then take it upon themselves to investigate it themselves, and it was just really good. It was full of 90s vibes, New Orleans setting, and just a lot of fun, a super fast read. So this is the sequel. I obviously won't read the blurb for this for spoilers, but I cannot wait to read it. Definitely going to keep this one for around Halloween because I'm pretty sure it's set on Halloween or around Halloween. So this will be an October read for me. And once again, can we just appreciate the pages on this? Why are all the like autumnal October pages just the most beautiful? And finally, I have a manga. I have Gail by Janji Ito. I have read Tomi by Janji Ito before, and I believe I gave that 4 stars. I did absolutely love it. The artwork was incredible. The stories were sinister and totally disturbing, got under your skin, so I'm hoping to have something very similar with Gail. Hopefully again sit down on a nice rainy day and just get super creeped out. This one says, the floating smell of death hangs over the island. What is it? A strange legged fish appears on the scene. So begins Tadashi and Kaori's spiral into the horror and stench of the sea. Here is the creepiest masterpiece of horror manga ever, from the creator of Uzumaki, Janji Ito. Hold your breath until all is revealed. This one, like Janji Ito is just like the king of horror manga, and this one says like it's going to be another creepy, disturbing read. I mean, just looking at the pages, like already it looks freaking terrifying. So yeah, cannot wait to get super spooked out and disturbed reading that one. So that is it for my autumn or fall TBR, all of the books that I'm really excited about reading during the autumn months. Let me know if you are planning on reading any of these during autumn too, or if you have read them, what your thoughts were on them. If you did make it to the end of this video, pop the autumnal leaves emoji down below just to let me know that you made it to the end and that you enjoyed your time here. But as always, if you did enjoy the video, then do please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for more bookish content from me, comment down below with any of your thoughts and feelings. I do reply to every single comment. I love you all, and I will see you in my next one.